Hello, back for this week. Let's try something a little bit different this week. First of all, let's put on the glasses of the difference, looking at things through the lens of creativity. One eye square, the right eye. One eye round, the left eye. I'll leave that up to you to interpret what that means. But first of all, off the top, please like and subscribe and share if you can, because I'm trying to build an audience and get this word out there about what's going on here. Hopefully get some input from people to read on, get information about, share, discussion on. And then secondly, I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I'm going to start off this week with pulling a card and seeing what topic comes up. I'm going to use the Aisha Frost Sacred Medicine deck. The artwork on this is Steph Littlebird. So I'm going to pull a card out of here for us and then talk a little bit about what it means. There's a little reading we can look at. And then pull a tarot reading on whatever we discuss, how we discuss it. Oh, there, one popped right out. Boy, it took no time at all. Jumped right out of the deck. So we got, this is interesting. 6 card, Mino Bim Adiziwi. Walk in a good way. Realign. And actually 3 of them popped out, so we'll look at all 3 because maybe that's what the message is about. So I talk a lot about walking in a good way in an earth walk, and this seems to be, what is that? What is walking in a good way? The second one that came up is, legacy, 7 generations. Very interesting. So walking in a good way includes considering the 7th generation and remembering that everything you're using today or whatever you're doing, if you're producing or you're taking or you're giving, whatever you're doing has repercussions down through the generations. And are you giving consideration to that? Are you leaving enough to grow a fruitful bounty for 7th generation to come? And then the last one is, interesting, clan, animal totem, claiming. And let's see, have around there, we have the bear, the salmon, the otter, or the beaver, the deer, the moose, the butterfly, the crow. We have snake, and we have turtle, and maybe worm or something else up there. And then earth in the center. And the only one actually perched on the earth is the crow or the raven. Very interesting how they've done that. Give that consideration. So if we take the 3 cards together, we have this idea of how do we walk in a good way for the 7 generations. And that includes the clans of the animals and the whole earth. So this is not just about that human generations. It's about everybody. I'm very interested because that is really in line with my philosophy that if you're walking on planet Earth in a good way, you'll have that connection to everything. You're considering everyone. You're thinking of these other living beings as relations to you because they are. They are children of the earth as well. The earth has created and birthed them. I see a lot of people talking about Sitchin stuff or coming from the stars or our starry nature. And I don't discount that. There is a starry nature, but we're born on earth and our bodies come from the earth. And whether you think some star nation seeded life here, however you think, in Lakota way, they believe that that spirit, that essence that became human, came out of Earth herself. But certainly your physical body did. And there is nothing that you can live in and walk on the planet without having some repercussion of that walk that ripples throughout the stream of the relations. So I would say that those cards are directing us to consider walking in good ways on the earth, keeping in mind the effect of our actions even into 7 generations, and also the effect that we have on every other living thing and the planet. So I think that's the context for the reading. So my Aquarian tarot deck has gotten quite worn out, and I have ordered some new cards, but they aren't here yet. So for this reading, I'm going to go to L'Étrange Noël, the deck I got when I was in Paris, which I loved finding this deck in Paris. And we'll do a tarot reading on how to identify good ways to walk that consider the 7 generations and all the relations. And we'll see if the cards will toss us up some clues, some ideas, some things to think about. All right, hold on and I'll bring you down. All right, we'll shuffle up here a little bit. And while I'm doing that, I'll talk a little bit more about that last card, the clan animal totem. So it also says claiming on that card, and that's about claiming your animal medicine. You know, there are unseen beings on the planet that attend so many things, and there are those that attend animal nations, and they can, if you are in tune and connected and walking in a good earth way, they'll bring you medicine to use in your walk. And you may get that in a dream. You may get that in the appearance and the affinity of the animal showing up in your life. Usually when it gives you medicine, it does it in a way that's a little bit shocking. It might bite you, for instance, to transfer that medicine. It may do it in a little bit of a shocking way. But that's the way that the medicine comes into your spirit. And then if you learn about it, that's something that you can use. These things are very sacred, and there are ways to learn about these things. You can go within to your own sacred space and listen very carefully, and it will teach you what you need to know. There are also elders and teachers that know about these things, and if you are led to them, they may help you with that as well. So this card is also calling us to do more than just connect with the animal nations, but to connect with our own clan within it and use that. All right, so let's see what the tarot deck is going to throw up for us. A teaching for good ways of walking a good red road, or as they call it in the Anishinaabe, Mino Bimad Iziwi. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, so let me know if you know better. All right. Reading for today. That's just one in that last card. Let's stop it right there. All right, signifier, the Fool. I can see why it wanted it. That's us. We're the fools. Beginning of the journey. It's a new journey. Challenged by the Ace of Pentacles. And that also makes sense, you know, because that is the beginning point of the Earth suit. It represents well-being, connection to Earth. It's a beginning point, and we're challenged by being at a starting point with the Earth. That sounds exactly like what we asked. What we can control, this is the Valet of Wands. That's the Page of Wands in reverse. So, you know, the page opens the door to passion, fire, the north. It's in reverse here. So we had control over how we used that message in the past, how we use our fire. And it looks like we have not controlled it well. So what this is saying to me is we have not utilized well our own passions and messaging. The recent past that's affecting the situation. And this is the Four of Potions or Cups in reverse. Again, this is looking to me like it's trying to answer the question. We have not had a good path. In the past, there has been this commitment to spirit, but it's been reversed. We have not maintained a commitment to spirit. So we don't know what a path is because we're not listening. We didn't take the advice. And that gives us a confusion about what path to take now. What we cannot control above us is the Eight of Swords in reverse. And this is that locking ourselves in with thinking. Swords are the mind. So this is what we can't control in the situation is the consequences of what we have already done, the consequences of the thinking. We can't control the 7 generations behind that led us to here. That's done. We can heal from it. We can heal it, but we can't control the consequences. But the future is the High Priestess. This is what we want. And this represents revealing hidden knowledge. It's also the second card. The Fool first meets the Magician, and then the High Priestess. So we see ourselves as in that place now where if we can overcome this challenge of learning to walk the earth, that many hidden things can be revealed. A path can be revealed. How we see ourselves in relation to this is the Five of Swords. That Five of Swords, you know, when you're at the 5, that's like where you haven't quite gotten halfway through, and there's a tendency to push, to be pushy. So this represents abuse of power of the mind. And so how we see ourselves now is that the mind is limited. We're limited by our own minds. And there's this wanting to win, wanting to get there to the end, but we're not even, you know, we're just getting to the halfway point. We haven't quite reached the halfway point. It's a frustration. All around us, the Four of Pentacles, and this again represents commitment. 4s are commitment. So, it's often read as a consolidating your power, but I would say in the context of this reading, around us there is this commitment to earth, or we're being called to commit, to make a commitment to earth, to rein in our passions, to control the mind, to go back and remake this spiritual commitment and commit to earth. Bring those 2 4s together. Hopes and fears, justice. And I think that, we do have this innate desire for justice, but also so does the earth. And in these earth walks, there is a justice that emerges for all living things, a balance, a reckoning that clears karma and opens the door to a new balance. There's a justice, a leveling. And then the outcome card is the 9 of Potions or Cups reversed. Here we are where we have these, we're almost there spiritually. We are right on the cusp. We have all the ability to sort of manipulate things for ourselves here on the earth, but that one cup is missing, and now this is turned upside down. So I think what that's saying is to stop looking to leaders who might represent that smug merchant with the 9 cups behind him, or these cups on a shelf. The spirit that's on a shelf, it's not being used, it's just being hoarded. You know, turn that upside down. So there's a path in seeking within yourself that final cup. That last cup represents yourself coming into being with everything else. So is there a message for the path to take here? Seems to me that this is saying you can only find a good path once you've decided to delve into that spiritual quest yourself with a commitment to the earth. And at the bottom of the deck is the 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands is, you know, this is after you do have the halfway mark. And there's kind of a, the 5 of Wands is the, you know, like that hillbilly brawl card, and after all the chaos, you have sort of someone who emerges as a leader, comes to the front. And that's what we have here. But it's really no different than the other candles. He's just come to the front. So there's a coming to the front of our passion. We're seeing all of our passions out there and what's coming to the forefront. They, you know, it can be a victory card. It's before the new momentum comes. It's sort of, you reach a little bit of a plateau after the fight is over, and you parade around and show off everything that you've won. And we're sort of in that situation of parading around. There's a lot of people parading around, sharing their visions. But remember, we're all on this journey, and we're only at the 6 on passions. We haven't really conquered our passions, and that's a lesson for everybody. And you know, I can share a reading and I can share a philosophy, but it's just a philosophy. I could say it works for me, but you know, that's just for me. So I'm just trying to get a conversation here going of how other people are managing in the world. But I think that's a very interesting reading to think about. So that's what we'll do. We'll give this a thought over the next week, and I'll just leave these up here for you to look at and think about in this reading as we go out on this one this week. I appreciate your time. Please hit the like button, subscribe, share this, leave me a comment. Let's get a conversation going. I'm going to bring you up top a little bit more so you get a really good look at it on the way out.